Good day, and welcome back to the Vitality Project. I'm Dr. Bob. Really happy for you to be here with me today. Thanks for joining me. Yesterday, we underscored how much value calming our bodies and minds may bring us when we are most in need of that. For example, when we're set upon by shame, feeling bad about ourselves, or maybe doubting ourselves. We did an exercise that went right into this, calming ourselves amidst these self-doubts, these worries, these reservations, these expectations about ourselves. How'd it go for you? Today, what I want to do is summarize just how far we've come in these past several weeks of introducing and practicing a whole array of coping skills, and all of them are related to mind-body bridging. Let's draw together a number of these resources, if possible, into today's homework exercise, okay? It'll be a chance for us to kind of consolidate all that we've discussed. So for today, I'd like to start first by having you ask yourself, when you feel your thoughts and emotions slipping into darkness, what are for you the specific red alert body and brain signals that you experience or that you notice that indicate that you're being strongly influenced by what we call the depressor? What do you feel in your body? What kinds of thoughts are you circling around? What emotions rise up to the surface? What characterizes your behavior, especially any addictive behaviors? And we define that as being something that we're compelled to do, even if it's ultimately self-defeating. So how does being in this state of mind, red alert, how does this affect your behavior? When your depressor is in the driver's seat, that's really what we've been talking about, the depressor. And related to the depressor, what kinds of negative storylines do you observe when the depressor is running loose? For example, one example of a negative storyline is, I'll never be able to lick this addiction. That'd be an example of a negative storyline. And also, what kinds of inner requirements do you notice bubbling up? Here's a couple of examples of inner requirements. I should be ashamed of being so weak. Or, why does recovery have to be so hard? It should be easier than this. I'd like to invite you to remember all that we've learned here, that it's not the what of our stressors that dictate or drive our addictive behaviors. It's not the what, rather it's the how, in terms of how we respond to those stressors. For example, when we give ourselves over to those negative storylines or those inner requirements, when the depressor gets us in its grips. It has more to do with that, the how, than the what. So I want to suggest and reinforce that we instead use every single recovery tool that we've been practicing here, especially ways of calming our bodies and our minds. Remember, we're talking about moving from the red alert state of body and brain to the resting state of body and brain. Use every one of the tools that we've developed that will help us do that. We've been talking about mindful awareness tools. We've been using mindfulness of the breath. I had a conversation online in a live event last night with my dear friend Angela, and we talked about this, but let's be sure to expand to include anything that you do that helps to ground you in mindful awareness. She's a dancer, I'm a drummer. You may be a gardener, you may be a cook. Whatever it is that you do that establishes a here and now awareness for you that can help you move from red alert to resting mode, that's what we're talking about. I hope you'll join me as we continue to learn how to heal ourselves and also fortify ourselves in such a way that we gain more and more capacity to be resilient in the face of stress rather than to relapse to addictive behaviors. That's really our aim here. Thanks again for joining me. I appreciate you being with me. Look forward to seeing what you come up with as you explore your own resources, and we'll continue to elaborate new ones and practice old ones as we move forward here at your Vitality Project. Between now and when I see you next, please stay well, healthy, come back soon, and I'll see you then.